Howdy folks, hope everybody doing real good. We're going to be whooping up an appetizer or side dish this afternoon. Cajun fried deviled eggs it is. Going to be extra good. For this cook, I'm going to be using 6 whole peeled eggs. We're going to cut them pole to pole. End up with 12 deviled eggs. If you want to do a dozen, just double the recipe. And what these deviled eggs are basically what you're normally used to, except the filling is going to be jumped up quite a bit. We're going to bread the eggs and we're going to fry them. For this, you're going to need some breadcrumbs, some all-purpose flour. Going to need a couple of eggs that are whooped up. Going to need some Cajun seasoning, some hot sauce, some dried chives or fresh chives if you got them. Going to need some mayonnaise and some plain old yellow mustard. A little bit of sweet relish. We're going to put some bacon bits in this filling. That's old store-bought bacon bits. You're obviously going to need some frying oil. We're going to finish this off with a little bit of smoked paprika over the top. And there's one ingredient here that's a little bit difficult to find, but it really adds another level and dimension of flavor to these deviled eggs, and that's filet powder. If you're not familiar with that, that comes from a sassafras tree. It's generally sprinkled over a gumbo to add a very distinctive flavor. It's also a thickener, though if you try to cook with it as a thickener, it'll make whatever you're cooking a little bit stringy. So it's usually just sprinkled on top of something hot and then stirred in a little bit. But we're going to put a little bit of that in these breadcrumbs with some salt and pepper. If you can't find that gumbo filet powder, don't have it, don't worry about it, just leave it out. Let's get to cooking. We're going to cut these eggs from pole to pole. We're going to get a little yolks out of here. Being careful not to damage our egg whites. And sometimes you can press on the back of these and it'll pop out like so, and sometimes it'll break your white, so don't put too much pressure on them if you're using that technique. Even though if you crack an egg white, it won't be the end of the world, that's for sure. I'm going to set all these over here to the side until we get ready. Get some stuffing in them. We're going to get us about a tablespoon of mayonnaise in. We're going to get us about a teaspoon of mustard in. We're going to get us a little relish in here. About a teaspoon and a half, 2 teaspoons. Get us a splash or 2 of hot sauce in here. Some chives. Some bacon bits. We'll get a little bit of Cajun seasoning in here. About a teaspoon. Get this all mixed up. Give me a little pinch of black pepper in. Give this a taste, see how it's hitting. That's pretty darn good. Yes, sir. Chives and Cajun seasoning and bacon go hand in hand. It's a little bit thick. I'm going to put just a little bit more mayonnaise in here. A little bit more mustard. Give this another hit. Boy, that's good. Let's get this in a bag. I got the corner of a Ziploc stuck down there in that glass. Let's see if I can get this in here without making a mess. There we have it. It's going to be our filling, going to be extra good. We're going to get us some pepper in this panko breadcrumbs. That's plain. So we're going to get some seasoning in there. Get some salt. We're going to get some of this filet powder in. Not much. It's pretty strong. We'll do about 1/4 to 1/2 of a teaspoon. I didn't have my camera running, but what we're doing is we're getting these washed up with a little egg and then into the flour and into the panko crumbs. Just toss them about. They get a little coating on there. Just like it. Very similar to making an Irish style scotched egg, except we're not using a whole egg. We got our eggs all battered up there with the panko. Looking pretty good. Got some grease heating up. We're going to get them dropped. See if this frying oil's where it needs to be. Yeah, getting pretty close. I'm give it another minute. The frying oil's looking pretty good. I don't want this to be too hot. We're just trying to get this breading on these eggs browned up a little bit. Looking pretty good. Give them another 30 seconds. That's a real easy cook right there. It don't take more than 1 minute. Looking pretty good. I turned them whole side down so they drain real good. We're going to let these cool a few minutes and then we'll get the filling in there. Let's get our filling in here. We're just going to dust a little bit of smoked paprika on. Looking pretty good. Looking pretty darn good. Let's give it a hit. Man. That deviled egg is on a whole nother level. That is delish. I could eat a dozen of them. That filling is so good. Got a little crunch from the panko. A little bit of bacon in there, so savory. Salty from the hot sauce. The chives come through. Outstanding. That's it, folks. Some of them Cajun style deviled eggs. Till next time. Peace.